So this is my blog for, or my vlog, I should say, for my final for Comp 150. So we're supposed to talk about SNS and what we've taken from it from this class and all that. So I think that through this class, I've learned a lot about my social media and what I do and what I use it for. And I think a big part of what I've taken from this class is how to kind of post what I want to be seen instead of just everything. I definitely am very selective now with what I post because I know that it's very public, that everyone can see it, which kind of scares me in a way. I never realized just how public everything was until Naslap Badura started taking random pictures from the internet with creepy people and showing them to the class. And so I was like, anyone could do that with me, which makes me feel a little bit uneasy. So instead of just posting everything on my mind and posting pictures of my day all day, I kind of enhance them a little bit maybe now to show off what I want to be shown, or I just altogether don't post anything. Especially with my Tumblr, I've been a lot more selective with the things I say and things I post, because they weren't always most savory, and now I try and post things that not necessarily everyone can get behind, but are a little more tasteful. The second question has to do with what is my biggest OMG moment of the class, and that's tough for me because I don't really think that I have an OMG moment of something that popped out to me. But something that I'll definitely take away from this class, kind of in a sense, was more of the things we learned about in the world as opposed to the class itself. When we were doing the photo essays recently, I kind of didn't realize the differences in people. There was the one about the brothel and the pills and all of that, and that one really struck out to me as something that's kind of important that we don't see in this world, as well as my group's photo essay, which had to do with the food intake and money spent on that throughout the world. I just realized that there was a lot of problems in this world that we don't see on a regular basis, which kind of called out to me. Excuse me while I look at my phone, because that's where I have my notes. So yeah, your biggest ONG moment, and what do you plan on taking from this course in the future? And I think that's just going to be careful with what I post and pay attention, and definitely have my eyes open to the world and see what other people are posting, and thinking about why they're posting it, thinking about the rhetoric behind it, in the ethos, pathos, logos appeals that are behind that, as well as the intended audience, and trying to figure out why somebody's posting something instead of just initially maybe being upset with it, figuring out their motive behind it. And how it's aiding them or what they're trying to convey to their audience, because I feel like that was something that was very big in this class, as was why people posted things and not just the fact that they did. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of my gist here for this vlog. I know it's kind of short, so I'm going to try and ramble on and make it longer. But I felt that this class was very helpful for me. It was a nice way to learn about the normal comp structure and the class curriculum, but in a different way, stuff that we can relate to more. And I felt it was very useful to incorporate our Facebook and our Instagram and Tumblr and all of that. And obviously my big thing was video games. And if you're watching this on my blog, you know that right now there's video games in the background of me talking. And so that's always been a big part of my life, something that I've really been able to confide in and find hope in. And so that's why I've been trying to incorporate that in every project, which I feel I've done decently well throughout the semester. I've realized how much goes into video games, like on the social media aspect. There's all the advertising, there's an intended audience that they're trying to hit, and that's why they portray things in a certain way, as well as the global issues that they've had on the world, just in the sense of violence and sexual abuse and stuff like that. So all in all, I felt this class was really helpful, and I'm glad I took it. It was definitely my favorite class of the year. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you all on Thursday for our final.